Good morning. Welcome to Chalice Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We are a community of diverse beliefs and experiences, nurturing the liberal religious spirit, united by our desire to grow in love and in service. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever your life's journey, you are welcome here. Whether you gather with us every Sunday, once or twice a year, or are with us this morning for the first time, we're glad that you are here. I'm Debbie Ressler, the worship associate today. Our service is led by our minister, Reverend Sharon Wylie. Our worship musician this morning is John Schultz. Our song leader is Laura Brown, and our sound and video engineer is Jake Diock. Our greeters this morning are Sonia Prestridge, Susan Llewellyn, and I know we have a third greeter, but I can't see your name tag from all the way up here. But thank you in general to everyone who makes this service possible. We appreciate your efforts. Welcome to our Sunday worship service. Welcome to those of you here in the chapel. Welcome to those of you joining us on Zoom. We are always happy to welcome newcomers here. You get the theme of the word welcome, right? If you're new and you'd like to stay connected to what's happening here at Chalice, you can learn about our activities and groups through our weekly email update and monthly newsletter. If you're joining us on Zoom, you'll receive an invitation to join the mailing list at the end of the service. And if you're in person and joining us for the first time, please visit the welcome table before you leave, and you can add your name and email address to the clipboard there. Looks like there's a little bit of space. If you're in a row that's not completely full, please consider moving toward the walls so we leave room along the aisle for anybody who might be joining us in the next few minutes. We want it to be easy to find seats here in the chapel. And also, as a reminder, feel free to wear a mask for your comfort or to step outside if you need. There are speakers on the courtyard so you can hear what's happening inside when you are out there. And now that the housekeeping has been handled, let's take a breath together. Souls into worship, we acknowledge Indigenous peoples with these words from Chief Seattle. Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together. All things connect. Okay. Now we light our chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. I'd like to invite Dahlia up to light our chalice this morning. Our chalice lighting words come from retired UU minister, Reverend Deborah Falk. The chalice lit among us is a beacon of hope in a world in crisis, a beacon of possibility made manifest in community, a beacon of warmth through our interconnections, a beacon of light illuminating our shared wisdom, a beacon of connection by our being together.
The words of our call to worship come from the poet E. E. Cummings, adapted. We thank you, God, for most this amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. We who have died are alive again today, and this is the sun's birthday. This is the birthday of life and love and wings and of the gay, great happening illimitably earth. How should tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing, any lifted from the no of all nothing human, merely being, doubt unimaginable you? Now the ears of our ears awake, and now the eyes of our eyes are opened. Let us worship together.
Our hymn of the month for June is May Peace Reign Over Us in the virtual hymnal. We're singing this song every Sunday this month so we can get to know it better. So please rise and bow to your spirit and let's sing together. We'll be singing it through twice. May peace, peace reign over us. Let it fill this place. May peace, peace reign over us till we're filled with grace. May it flow through the lands and the rivers. May it bring rebirth. May peace, peace reign over us, covering all the earth. May peace, peace reign over us. Let it fill this place. May peace, peace reign over us till we're filled with grace. May it flow through the lands and the rivers. May it bring rebirth. May peace, peace reign over us, covering all the earth. Please be seated.
Our Sunday worship is the shared spiritual practice of our community, and we tend to the congregation during this time by sharing and honoring our joys and sorrows. Here in the chapel, you are welcome to write your joy or sorrow on a candle card, which will be collected from you. If you're joining us online, please write your joy or sorrow, including your name, in the chat box. These joys and sorrows will be spoken out loud, and then we'll remove this part of the service from the recording that goes onto the YouTube channel, so this sharing will not be publicly available online. If you would like to send Reverend Sharon a confidential note about your joy or sorrow, or make a prayer request, please email her. Her email address will be on screen in a moment. Please enjoy some music while you write down your joy or sorrow. Our hope is that in sharing, your burden is lessened and your joy is multiplied.
It is our custom to light our first candle of sorrow for all that is broken and hurting in our world. We'll light our final candle, our pillar candle, for all the joys and sorrows in the room and in our community that may go unshared and unspoken this morning. These two are held in the love and support of our community. Now I'd like to invite the children forward for the story. They'll be leaving after that for class. This morning they're going to be making dirt cups made with pudding and Oreos. And who we don't see here this morning is our youth group. They are on a field trip to an escape room here in Escondido. Our story is called Screens Away, Time to Play, written by Kaylin Carr and illustrated by Rebecca Sinclair. I know it's hard to turn screens off. You see, they're made that way. They're really irresistible. Your brain says, stay all day. Screens get your brain excited and they leave it wanting more. It sometimes seems, compared to screens, that everything's a bore. But screens can make you cranky when you've had a bit too much. Your brain gets overloaded with the flashes, sounds, and such. Yes, scientists have studied this, and here is what they've seen. Learning's better in real life, not played out on a screen. And when you watch, you're missing out on everything around, like outside time and making friends, adventures to be found. But if you aren't using screens, what can you do instead? Just keep on reading here, my friends, for great ideas ahead. Magician, doctor, astronaut, play dress up with a friend. Go grab a stack of favorite books and read them till the end. Build a tower out of blocks and watch them as they fall, or color pretty pictures that can decorate your wall. Enjoy fresh air and sunshine. Go explore the great outdoors, or play pretend with dolls or trucks or mini dinosaurs. Puzzles give your brain a boost. Where does each piece belong? Then practice your performance for a dance or sing-along. Your fingers can get stronger, squish some Play-Doh in your hand, or find some kitchen pots to drum like playing in a band. Go gather all the things you need to build a massive fort. Climb up a tree that's tall and wide, or take up a new sport. Create a cool experiment to see what sinks or floats. Make giant cardboard boxes into rocket ships or boats. Collect some flowers, leaves, and grass to cook a nature soup. Or practice taking turns by playing board games with a group. Express your thoughts with paper. Get creative with some glue. Get right up close to nature and explore what's in your view. Activities like these are best for growing your smart brain. Those screens can teach all sorts of things, the learning's not the same. So when you're shopping at a store or going out to eat, just take a look around you, 'cause the world is pretty neat. Go help your grown-up shop for food and cross it off the list. Then ask them all about their day and find out what you missed. Have conversations in the car, a perfect time to chat. Your grown-up wants to hear your thoughts, so please remember that. At certain times, you might be bored. That's perfectly okay. Just know it means you get to choose the ways to fill your day. Of course, sometimes you'll use screens more, like when you're feeling sick. That's okay. You'll be well soon. Don't let that habit stick. As you grow up, you'll learn that screens are also awesome tools. For now, I hope you understand the need for screen time rules. And if you draw a pie chart of the things you do today, your screen time section should be just a tiny slice, they say. Kids all have important jobs. Yes, even at your age. You're setting up the future where the world can be your stage. So when your grown-up says to stop, consider what they say. It's time to do your other jobs. Create, explore, and play.
story is called
We hold you in our love as you go, as you go. May your hearts be at peace as you go. To nurture the spark of your precious life, we hold you in our love as you go.
That story pretended to be for kids, but you recognized it was for you, right? This morning's service brings to conclusion a 10-part sermon series this year called Wrestling with Digital Distraction. We started this journey back in September, and with one sermon a month for the past 9 months, we've explored different aspects of how to coexist with our devices intentionally in alignment with our values and how we want to be in the world. My own journey with this topic started about 8 months earlier, so I can now look back over a year and a half of working, not only to change my relationship with my device, but also discovering just how to get through the day in these difficult and tumultuous times. Changes I've made over the past year and a half include big changes to how often I read the news and when and where I read it. I've curated my social media so that I come across news far less, and I'm intentional and committed to getting my news from reliable sources, not from random voices on the internet. I've stopped playing a game that was taking too much of my time and even a little bit of money in favor of a game that's still fun but less sticky for me. I've not quite worked my way up to being offline for one complete day each week, but I have at least set down my device several days and have learned that I can do it, and that there's a delightful, beautiful world beyond my iPad. As I look back over the 9 previous sermons on this topic, I see that the key ideas and suggestions I have offered can be grouped into 6 overarching themes. The first is to be intentional with our attention. This has been the core of the series, to be intentional with our attention. I shared a tool I created for this series, something I call a seasonal attention plan. The word season may not fit perfectly for us in California. In this context, it simply means 4 months, or roughly a third of the year. You can define a season however you like, monthly, twice a year, or otherwise. For me, 4 months has felt meaningful. The process includes a self-assessment across different areas of your life, which can be customized. You ask, is this area of my life robust? Am I content with how it's going, or does it need attention? And then you choose 1 or 2 areas that need attention to focus on during your 4-month season. So I'm finding this practice genuinely life-changing. Choosing just a couple of areas at a time has helped me make real progress on some things that are important to me, but that we're having trouble sort of breaking through the noise of what I give attention to. So when I recently reviewed my previous attention plan for the first season of the year, the first 4 months, I was surprised and pleased to see all that I had accomplished. One of my focus areas was increasing exercise, and as a result, I've started taking walks with my neighbor. And now we walk together 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm getting to know other neighbors as well, which is great. I also saw that I had written down in that attention plan, Italy, which I'd completely forgotten was a focus area, perhaps because we indeed booked a trip to Italy coming up in October. So those were my focus areas in the last plan. Now my current attention plan includes learning Italian for my trip to Italy and addressing an achy shoulder by doing some daily foam rolling. This tool, along with other resources, is available on Chalice's website under the Learning section of the menu, where there is a page for Spirit Study, which is what we call this kind of long sermon series topic. Another area we have talked about is the importance of connection and directing our attention towards strengthening relationships we care about. When we talk about digital distraction, we have to answer the question, distracted from what? What is it we would spend more time on if we spent less time on our devices? I have suggested that for many of us, it would be meaningful to spend more time getting to know our neighbors and spending deeper, more meaningful time with people we love and care about. We've also explored the importance of getting offline at times. Studies show that reducing screen time improves attention, mood, sleep, and cognitive function. So stepping away from time to time can be important. Practices like meditation can help us do that. We learned about our cognitive resources, which include our ability to focus and pay attention. I provided information on the things we can do to take care of ourselves and to protect that focus, especially when we are doing cognitively demanding work. As the day goes on, those resources are naturally used up, leaving us tired and unfocused in the evenings. Part of this work is about wanting to feel good as we move through the day, but the bigger picture is that we need to be able to direct our attention to the problems of the world. We cannot go through life being constantly distracted, overwhelmed, and mentally exhausted. We face too many challenges as a nation, as a world, and we need to be as clear thinking as we can be. And I have shared with you about the importance of rest, taking breaks throughout the day, enjoying the downtime of evening, and cultivating high-quality leisure activities. Being online can feel like leisure, but it does not necessarily feel nourishing or restorative. If we ask again, what are we distracted from? Better quality hobbies may be part of the answer. So I want to add a couple of ideas this morning. One is what I have decided to call my prime directive, Reverend Sharon's prime directive. I've talked about it before, but I want to name it clearly and emphasize its importance, not just for digital distraction, but for many areas of life. That directive is this: self-improvement must be held in balance with self-acceptance. We do not need to optimize our lives. We do not need to maximize every second of the day. It is okay to play games on your device, to relax, to watch a movie, a TV show, YouTube clips. Not every moment needs to be productive or intentional. It has not been my purpose in this series to encourage you to squeeze every ounce out of every moment. It's okay to relax. It's okay to sit on your patio. In fact, that is part of what I have been advocating for: more downtime, more spaciousness. So that's the first thing, my prime directive: balance self-improvement with self-acceptance. The final new idea I want to leave you with is to encourage you to find a metaphor for your relationship with your device, something that helps you describe the relationship and hold your boundaries. When I started this series, two images came to my mind. One was drinking from the fire hose. That's what being online can feel like: more information, ideas, and stories than I can take in. Another phrase I've used is the internet as a pacifier, something that lulls me into a stupor. I get online and forget what I intended to do. In the past few weeks, I've shifted my metaphor. A pacifier feels too benign. I've begun to think of it more like a paralyzing drug or a sedative. There are times when I'm online and my husband says something to me and I don't hear him. That's alarming. Thinking of it this way helps me ask, how can I approach this time more intentionally? Can I decide how long I intend to be online, set a limit? Sometimes I curl up with my iPad at the end of the day, and that's my downtime, and I don't want to set a limit. But other times I might say out loud to myself in the room, I'm going to be on here for 20 minutes. And I check the time and then be intentional about getting off and moving on to other things. Your metaphor doesn't have to be my metaphor. I encourage you to find one that fits your experience and to revisit it over time as your awareness deepens. At the core of this series has been an interest in our ability to pay attention and to direct our focus, rather than being pulled into a rapidly moving stream that carries us somewhere beyond our control. Now that this series is concluding, I've mapped out the key ideas and suggestions, and it is a 2-page handout with 22 points. Not all of them are action steps. Some are simply ideas to remember, key ideas. So this has been a dense series at times with information about how the brain works and many different practices and suggestions to try out. But if I could offer you one takeaway, it's this: your life deserves your attention. Social media platforms are doing everything they can to capture and keep your attention. It is your work to take it back, to direct it where you want it to go. That can include time online, of course. But there is also a world of friendship, parks, libraries, museums, music, neighbors, pets, protests, community meetings. There is still a whole world offline waiting for us to engage with it. So I want to share with you again some words from one of the sermons. If ancient peoples had had smartphones, I believe the wisdom traditions of the world would admonish us to unplug from time to time. And in their own way, they do. Across so many spiritual traditions, one truth keeps arising. Time with the people we love is holy. It's not extra. It's not optional. It's sacred. In Christianity, Jesus teaches to love your neighbor. In Judaism, Shabbat arrives like a gift. Stop, rest, return to the people. In Buddhism, the sacred community of the Sangha is where compassion, patience, and joy grow best. Across all these paths, the message is clear. Spending time with family and friends is spiritual work. Gathering together is sacred work. To share a meal, to hear a voice, to hold a letter in our hands. These are the blessings that truly fill our hearts. It is not incidental that the rise of technology and social media has brought with it strong feelings of disconnection and isolation, even as we are, in some ways, more connected than we've ever been. The time we spend on our devices is time that could be spent elsewhere. So here is where I will leave you. Your life deserves your attention, and no one else is going to guard it for you. Not the platforms, not the algorithms, not the pace of the world. That work belongs to you. Not all at once, and not perfectly, but in small choices again and again. So choose where your attention goes. Choose what you give your time to. Choose the life that you want to live. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.
Please rise in body or spirit to sing our next hymn, Be Still and Breathe, from the virtual hymnal. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to heartache, listen to grief. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to gladness, listen to joy. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to anger, listen to hurt. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to beauty, listen to grace. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to you, listen to me. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Please be seated.
The Sunday offering is an expression of generosity that makes our congregational life possible. As Buddhist teacher Christina Feldman writes, generosity lies at the heart of spiritual practice. Extending generosity to ourselves and others gladdens our heart, is a direct way of healing division, and brings joy. We encourage you to text your donation to Chalice. If you haven't texted a donation before, once you text the amount, you'll get a reply with the link to enter your card information. If your Sunday donation is meant to be part of your pledge payment, please be sure to indicate pledge after the dollar amount. The phone number for text donations and a sample text is on screen. If you prefer to make an in-person donation of cash or check, there are envelopes and a donation box to the left of the chapel double doors. You can leave those donations after the service. Please join in affirming the spirit of generosity that guides our communal life. At Chalice UU Congregation, our mission is to connect through worship, music, learning, and caring ministries. Please give generously.
Good morning. I'd like to share a song now by just one of my favorite singer-songwriters. Her name is Susan Warner. Check her out sometime. She's got about 30 years of music on the available. She's just fantastic. Here it is. May I suggest to you, may I suggest this is the best part of your life. May I suggest this time is blessed for you. The time is blessed and shining, almost brilliant bright. Just turn your head and you'll begin to see the 1,000 reasons that are just beyond your sight. The reasons why I suggest to you, I suggest these are the best times of your life. There is a world that's addressed to you, intended only for your eyes. A secret world that's like a treasure chest to you, a private scenes and brilliant dreams that mesmerize. A tender smile, a tiny baby's hand, a million stars that fill the turning sky at night. Oh, I suggest, yes, I suggest to you, I suggest these are the best days of your life. There is a hope that's expressed in you, the hope of 7 generations, maybe more. This is the faith that they invest in you, is that you'll do one better than was done before. Inside you know, inside you understand, inside you know what's yours to finally set right. And I suggest to you, I suggest this is the best part of your life. There is a song comes from the west to you, comes from the west, comes from that slowly setting sun. This is a song with a request for you to see how very short the endless days will run. And when they're gone, and when the dark descends, oh, what we'd give for just one tiny hour of light. That's why I suggest, yes, I suggest to you, I suggest these are the best days of your life. I suggest this is the best part of your life.
Will you join me in the spirit of prayer? Spirit of life, open our eyes to what is already here, the quiet beauty, the fleeting light, the ordinary moments that matter. Turn us toward gratitude before the hours pass us by. Remind us of the hope entrusted to us and guide us to do what is ours to set right. Help us live this day awake as if it is already the best part of our lives. Amen.
Please rise in body or spirit to sing I Called On Today from our virtual hymnal. thanksgiving. So lift up your voice in the song of today. So I called on today. I called on today. There was dancing and singing and joy in the air. Please be seated.
Our closing words come from Dr. Rick Hansen, an author, psychologist, and senior fellow at UC Berkeley's Greater Good Science Center. Hansen explains, attention is like a combination spotlight and vacuum cleaner. It illuminates what it rests upon and then sucks it into your brain and yourself. So therefore, controlling your attention, becoming more able to place it where you want it and keep it there, and also more able to pull it away from what's bothersome or pointless, those are the foundation of changing your brain and thus your life for the better. So the Latin roots of the word attention mean to stretch toward. I invite you all to go out into the world and stretch toward things that enrich our lives. Love and blessings to each of you. You're invited to close our time together by singing the well. After the well, please return to your seats for a few announcements.
We drink from the well together, cool, cool water that quenches my thirst, a thirst for justice, a thirst for joy, a thirst for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. We drink from the well together. Hand in hand we are standing as one, standing for justice, standing for joy, stand for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. Open the doors to the world outside, spirits renewed from within. Look for the dream in each other's eyes, the spark where a new world begins. Yes, we drink from the well together. Heart to heart we are dancing as one, dancing for justice, dancing for joy, dance for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well, spirits renewed. We drink from the well, stand hand in hand. We drink from the well, dancing for joy. I feel my heart swell. We drink from the well.
Hi, everybody. The first announcement is if you're running home to get onto Zoom to attend the annual meeting today, the address was mentioned a few days ago via email, but I wanted to remind you we're going to use the same address as today's service. That's in case you're a member and you are attending the annual meeting, which is today at noon. So you want to log into the same. You could stay here. We have lunch for you. Or you could run home and jump on Zoom or wherever you're headed and use the link for the service. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay. So you've heard me talk about volunteering at the food bank before, and I just scheduled the next event, which will be on Wednesday, July 15th from 1 to 4 p.m. I will work on scheduling a 2-hour shift instead of a 3-hour shift in the future. At any rate, I'll be sending an email with all the details in the next few days as soon as the window to register actually opens up so that everything will be functional right away. If you do not already receive emails from the social justice team and you would like to, and you'd like to be notified about these volunteer opportunities, please come find me on the patio courtyard after the service and we can coordinate. Thank you. A few more announcements.
The 2-page handout I mentioned earlier is some sort of distilling the key points of the 10-part sermon series are already on the Chalice website on the Spirit Study page, which is under the Learning menu. But I did print out about 20 of them here if you're someone who'd like to just pick that up. And I also hung it on the bulletin board outside if you want to photo it or look at it later. So that's today. Next Sunday is flower ceremony, so please bring a flower. And then the Sunday after that is the start of my summer series on sacred cinema with spoilers. And so I've picked 5 movies, and if you'd like to watch the movies ahead of time, so you're ready, you don't need to, but I think the sermons are richer if you have. So the first one on June 28th is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And the schedule of the movies is in the June newsletter. It's also on the website. It's also on the bulletin board here on the courtyard. So, yeah.
Okay. Our social hour will begin in a few minutes online at the same Zoom link, which will then be followed by the congregational meeting, and in person on the courtyard. If you're here in person and you'd like to visit with our online congregants, you can bring refreshments into the green room where the Zoom session is running here. Reverend Sharon and I look forward to greeting you at the chapel doors to hear how the service was meaningful to you. I hope you all have a mindful day.